What is the best air purifier on the market? Well, the truth is there actually is no such thing as the single best air purifier for all the different applications and environments out there. As we will see later in the new air quality guide, different air purifiers are better for different applications. Which air purifier is the best for dust, allergies, pet dander, and asthma? I have ranked 18 air purifiers best to worst for filtering dust, allergens, and general particles for small and larger rooms. But before we get into that list, there are a few things for us to discuss. You see, there are many different types of applications and issues such as dust, pet dander, allergies, cigarette smoke, wildfire smoke, marijuana odors, kitchen food odors. There are over 15,000 different types of VOCs and chemicals that can be in the air we breathe. There are nail salon VOCs, new paint VOCs, new carpet VOCs, and there are also mold remediation applications as well, just to name a few of the different environments out there. Okay, so there's no such thing as a single best air purifier solution that would by itself filter the best for every single one of these different applications. Now, as an air quality consultant with over 16 years of real-world experience, I have dealt with over 200 different air quality solutions, and I've consulted with thousands of customers and end users and have received tons of feedback on many different solutions for many different applications and environments. So I have all this knowledge and experience in my head, but it's really difficult to put it all into just a few videos. So I decided to create an air quality solutions guide, which will help people navigate and rank some of the better solutions on the market for many different applications. It will be a very valuable resource for many people. I had created a Best Air Purifier 2024 video a few months ago, and that was a beginning point for this guide as it delves deeper into even more issues and topics and includes many more air purifier brands and units as well. The current version of this guide possesses a few different topics, but it will grow much, much larger over the coming weeks, months, and years, so it is by no means a completed resource. It's currently probably only 5% of what it will eventually become, but we gotta start somewhere. So a lot more will be added to what we currently see in this guide. And I would love suggestions from you folks on what you want to see or how you prefer to see the data as well. So here's the current version of the guide. The first page is the introduction about my background, etc. And we click on this arrow or just slide the page on your phone. And here we are on page 3. And it shows 2 links. Number 1 for best air purifiers and number 2, air quality monitors. So we click on number 1 and it takes us to a page with the options number 1, best air purifiers by application, or number 2, cost of ownership rankings. So we select number 1 and it goes to the best air purifiers by application page. And we can choose number 1, asthma, allergies, pet dander, or option number 2, ultrafine particles. So we choose number 1 and it takes us to this post which starts out best air purifiers for asthma, allergies, and dust, particulates in general. For smaller spaces, which is 300 square feet and less, or 27.9 square meters, and this air purifier list is in order of most effective to least. We can also see the subheading, which says for severe allergies / asthma / symptoms / environments. And the number 1 unit is the Aeris 3-in-1, which I ran in my bedroom for a few months, but currently run in my family room. This is an elite filtering air purifier for particles like dust and ultrafine particles as well. But it also has a lot of CFMs, which is impressive. If you saw my video review on it, you may remember the 2 original owners of Aeris have master's degrees in engineering from MIT and ETH Zurich, which last I checked were ranked the number 1 and number 7 top engineering schools in the world. And their Aeris units filter so well that their company got purchased by iRobot for $72 million a few years ago. Then Amazon was going to purchase iRobot for about $1.6 billion, but that deal eventually fell through early in 2024, and all sorts of chaos ensued, and iRobot cut 31% of their workforce, and the CEO stepped down, and they stopped making the Aeris solution available in the US. Since it's not currently available on the US market, and I don't have an Amazon affiliate link in here, I think I can put the typical price for the unit, which is usually $750 in the US. Below that, we see the $304 average cost per year for power and filter replacements, running the unit 24/7 on 200 CFMs. So I try to provide you with a general cost of ownership of the air purifiers as well. I figure these numbers out for the larger units with them running 24/7 at about 200 CFMs. Some units won't run at exactly 200 CFMs, so I have to kind of guesstimate some numbers somewhat close to that figure. And then there is a link to the product page. And if we click on this, we see another page with info on the unit, which is currently just a skeleton, but it will eventually have tons of information on the unit. And we can see we've linked all the videos I've made that mention this particular unit if you're interested in watching some of them. So eventually the product pages will become pretty extensive with a lot of information. This is just a beginning point. So we go back to the rankings page and we see the number 2 best air purifier for 300 square foot spaces for allergies and asthma, etc. is the iQAir Health Pro Plus, which is what I currently run in my bedroom. If you saw any of my product review videos on that unit, you'll recall it is an elite solution for particle filtration. I am not able to include the retail price as I have an Amazon affiliate link here, but just between you and me, it has retailed for exactly $899 in the United States for over 15 years now. So it is also rare in that this is one of the few high quality solutions which has not increased in price over the past 15 years. It costs about $350 on average per year for replacement filters and energy to run this unit on speed 5, which is 200 CFMs, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for an entire year. And there is the link to the product page for the iQAir Health Pro Plus, etc. as well. Just of note, I am a huge fan of supersizing the air purification solutions for the cubic footage of the room. You don't want the air purification solution to barely be able to get you 2 or 3 or so air exchanges in your space per hour. If possible, you want the unit to easily be able to get you at least 4 to 5 air exchanges in your space per hour. So in my bedroom, I'm getting at least 4 to 5 air exchanges an hour in my space because I always supersize my filtration solutions. I've used an Austin Air HealthMate in my bedroom for many years. I've used an Aris 3-in-1, and now I have an iQAir Health Pro Plus in my bedroom as well. All 3 units can accommodate much larger cubic footage spaces than what my bedroom has, but this is part of the success formula with air purifiers. We want to use a high quality air purifier and supersize it for our cubic footage and get a lot of air exchanges per hour. So don't automatically assume the units with more CFMs are too powerful for your smaller bedroom space, and that somehow makes them a poor fit. As I'd say, about 40% of the iQAir Health Pro Plus units I've sold went into consumers' bedrooms. So just something to think about. Good filtration plus lots of air exchanges equals better quality air in general. So yeah, supersize the solution if possible. All that being said, coming in at number 2B is the iQAir Autumn Desk Unit. So this is a smaller unit that sits on your desk and blows air right into your face region, so you're getting a continuous stream of clean air. But you don't really use it for air exchanges in your space. It is kind of a spot air purifier, so to speak. I own one of these units, and I used this solution at my last job as I was in an open room with over 6,000 square feet. So getting actual air exchanges was not going to happen. So I had an Autumn on my desk continuously blowing clean air in my face region. And this brings up a very interesting question. Is it better to get 4 or 5 air exchanges in a room, or is it better to have very clean filtered air pushed towards our noses and mouths continuously without actual air exchanges? This will probably be the topic of a future video, as it is something I often think about. At number 3, we have the Pur R614/R714, which comes with a super HEPA filter, which is rated at 99.99% at 0.3 microns. So it filters better than HEPA, which, if we recall, is 99.97% at 0.3 microns. That said, many of the Pur units can be customized to come with a super HEPA filter, so they have many more units than just the R614 or R714 that can filter at a better than HEPA level. Now, I know Pur is an upper echelon manufacturer and they are experts on the carbon side, but they also have the ability to provide high levels of filtration for particles as well. And as we can see here, they have a 10% coupon code for their product line, which is great for folks who want to save some money on a high-level filtration solution. Now, we move to the number 4 best solution for smaller rooms, and it is the Pur R414 Super HEPA unit, which is a much smaller unit. It's only 15.5 inches tall and 12 inches in diameter, so it's much smaller than the other units we've discussed, like the iQAir Health Pro Plus or the Aris 3-in-1, or even its sister product, the R614, with the exception of the Autumn unit, which is not really used for air exchanges. But this smaller Pur air purifier will provide air exchanges for us, and it has a super HEPA filter in it as well. And again, it's rated at 99.99% at 0.3 microns, which is better than HEPA. And it can fit on a desk or table in your room, so it takes up much less space than the larger units. They call it the everyday air purifier, but I'd probably call it the bedroom solution, as I've had many people through the years inquire about a high-level filtering air purifier that's less expensive and smaller than the iQAir Health Pro Plus, something that would take up less space in their bedrooms. I've had many people through the years ask me for this type of solution. My answer used to be, no, sorry, it doesn't exist. But I think, in a lot of ways, this smaller Air Pura unit is that high-level filtering bedroom solution that so many folks have inquired about through the years. I was very excited when I first saw it on the market not too long ago. I immediately thought to myself, smaller, less expensive, but filters better than HEPA. Wow, they've created that bedroom unit that so many of these iQAir folks have been asking me about. It also comes with 8 pounds of carbon, which I think is unmatched at this price point and size of solution. It only weighs 23 pounds. So eventually, I think I'm going to put one of these in my son's bedroom, and I envision myself taking it with me on road trips when I go to hotels. I currently take the Aeris 3-in-1 with me in my car to hotels. But this Air Pur R414 is much smaller than the 3-in-1. It's 8 inches shorter than the Aeris 3-in-1 and 2 to 3 inches smaller in diameter as well. But again, it has 8 pounds of carbon, which is about 3 times more carbon than the 3-in-1. And the hotels I've been staying at recently have had a lot of VOCs and odors in them, so all that carbon would really come in handy, I'm thinking. So we shall see. The next units in the rankings coming in at number 5 are the Air Pura i600 and i700 units. And as we can see, we have now entered into a lower level of filtration need, a less severe level, as it is under the subheading that says for strong allergies, asthma, symptoms, environments. And the previous units resided under the heading which said for severe allergies, asthma, symptoms, environments. So we've gone from severe to strong. We've gone down a level. So as we can see, I subcategorized the ranking list. Part of the reason for this is many consumers actually think if it says HEPA filter on the box of a $100 or $250 air purifier, that the unit will filter just as well as a $900 iQAir Health Pro Plus or an Air Pura solution. But it will only do so in a smaller space. And this is just not the case. The levels of filtration are not the same. So I have implemented subcategories to this air purifier ranking list to hopefully make this point more clear. So the Air Pura i600 and i700 units are my 5th best ranked solutions in this category. They come with this huge 100 square foot cylindrical shaped HEPA filter, kind of like a HEPAzilla, I would say. And we can see it in this picture. It's pretty big. And it's maybe the largest HEPA filter I've seen on a residential air purifier, at least one of the biggest ones for sure. Here are the current costs for the units and the average monthly and annual total cost of ownership running them 24/7 at about 200 CFMs. So it's about $212 per year or $17.67 on average for the cost of ownership per month. Moving down to number 6, we have the Camfil City M unit. I have this solution currently running in my upstairs hallway, and it is the most industrial-made air purifier I've purchased yet. We'll do a review on it in the future. It is a fairly expensive solution from an annual cost of ownership perspective, and I think Camfil originally planned to only market and sell it to more industrial type applications, but I think they eventually decided to also offer it as a residential solution as well. At least that's how they were marketing it around Thanksgiving of 2023 in the United States. Camfil is a billion-dollar international filter manufacturer. They are the largest filter manufacturer in the world, and they have been in business for over 50 years now. And they've even made filters for NASA. And wait till you see what their HEPA filters look like in the City M. My eyes must have gotten huge when I unpacked the Camfil HEPA filter, saw them, and picked them up for the first time, as they were just on a totally different quality level compared to the vast majority of other filters on the market. In fact, now that I've mentioned it and built it up so much, I guess I'll give you a brief glimpse of what their filters actually look like. Here it is. Boom. This is a serious HEPA filter with steel housing. And look at all the adhesive they use to cut down on leaks. This thing is heavy. You wouldn't want to accidentally drop this on your foot, trust me. And the Camfil City M comes with 2 of these HEPA filters, one for each side of the unit. So I think the Air Pura i600/i700 units have HEPAzillas, and the HEPA filters for the Camfil City M are pretty much HEPAzilla filters as well, as they are a little monstrous in comparison to most of the typical filters we see on the residential market. Down to number 7, we have the Air Pur R414 air purifier with a HEPA filter, and it is also a smaller unit, just like its sister product, the R414. The difference is the R414 has a super HEPA filter in it, and this one has a HEPA filter. Down to number 8. We have the Austin Air Bedroom Machine, which is an American-made solution, and I think it filters a little better than its sister solution, the HealthMate. So the Bedroom Machine is the best filtering solution in the Austin Air product line. So we go down to number 9. And here we have the Austin Air HealthMate. And I currently have 2 of these units in my home, and they ran on high speed 24 hours a day for over 15 years. So it's basically a tank. The longevity of the solution is amazing, and I've seen some customers say they've had them running for over 20 years, which again is pretty amazing and a testament to their overall quality. Kudos to Austin for that. If you saw my video review on the HealthMate unit, you'll recall that years ago I was gagging from dust in my bedroom at about 1 to 3 a.m. in the morning, every morning, after we turned the heat on in our home. So even though our home was only about a year old, I do think the dust and debris that was agitating me was coming from our HVAC ducting. And it was waking me up, and I'd have to get water to try to stop the coughing, and it would take me like 30 to 40 minutes to get back to sleep. Well, I was super irritated by this, as I don't like being disturbed during my sleep, so I bought a HealthMate and put it in my bedroom and ran it on high. And it immediately fixed my problem, and I stopped gagging on the dust and waking up the very first night I used it. So it dramatically improved my quality of sleep and the air quality in my bedroom. So yeah, they are good units. Then we go down to the current number 10 solution on the list for a 300 square foot room and smaller, and we have the COA Mega 400. And I know a lot of happy customers with this unit, as I received a lot of positive feedback on it. My mother-in-law has 2 of these units running 24/7 in her home, and they are good solutions for the money. Also, I tend to recommend the COA Air Megas without the S, which is the smart version of the air purifiers, as I don't think consumers really require the smart version. And I discussed this issue in the video review I did on this unit a few months ago. Down to the number 11 best solution. We have the Air Mega 300, which is a little smaller version of the 400 unit. Again, a solid choice for the money, and you can get a lot of nice air exchanges within a 300 square foot space with this unit as well. Then we go down to an entirely new subcategory, which is for moderate allergies, asthma, symptoms, environments. So the first 5 units on this list filter at a more elite level and were for severe issues. The next 7 units were for strong issues, and now we're at the moderate issues section, if that makes sense. And at number 12, we have the Rabbit Air BioGS 2.0 Ultra Quiet Air Purifier. It's a pretty decent unit for around 300 square feet. You'll get some good quality air exchanges in that square footage with this particular unit. Then at number 13, we have the popular COA AP1512HH Mighty. I have this unit currently running in my son's bedroom, and I plan on doing a review on it very soon. Then at number 14, we have the popular Winix 5500-2, which I also have up and running, and I think this will be the next air purifier I review on this channel. I have both the older version and the newer one as well. We got our first Winix 5500 over 7 years ago, and we bought the newer version about 5 months ago. The newer and older versions are pretty similar to each other. There's just a few differences. Down to number 15, we have the Blue Air 211i Max, which I also currently have running in another room in my home, and we'll do a review on this unit in the future as well. And then we move down to another level, another subcategory, and we'll call this the hit or miss, may or may not create a noticeable difference category. And at number 16, we have the Levoit Core 300, which I recently did a review on. It does not have a HEPA filter in it, and last August 2023, Levoit got caught by the Better Business Bureau marketing it like it does have a HEPA filter in it. They marketed and advertised the Core 300 as if it possessed a true HEPA filter, when in fact, it appears fully 1/2 of all the air purifiers Levoit makes do not actually have HEPA filters in them. Yes, I counted 11 out of 22 of their air purifiers don't have a HEPA filter in them, but for many years, they marketed and advertised those units as if they did have true HEPA filters in them, which is very deceitful. And it just highlights what I've been saying in many of my previous videos, which is the air purification industry is like the Wild West when it comes to marketing and advertising, where companies can oftentimes say just about anything they like about their products without really having to verify their claims. I consider it to be extremely deceptive of Levoit to promote their solutions in this manner, as tens of thousands and even hundreds of thousands of Levoit customers over the past 4+ years thought they purchased a solution with a true HEPA filter in it, when in reality, they hadn't. So my review of that unit was maybe a little angry in some parts, but in my opinion, Levoit lied to a lot of people for their own personal gain, and they've made tens of millions of dollars in profit based on those false marketing claims. So out comes the sledgehammer. Out comes a little fire, and we did a little bit of a symbolic sacrifice because of their fraudulent claims. And they automatically entered themselves into the Air Purification Hall of Shame, and that listing will be coming out in the future. I'm currently not sure they will be ranked. I have to figure that out. At any rate, most all air purifiers will in fact improve the environments they are put in, even if they do not actually filter at a HEPA level, and even if they filter just some of the larger particles in the air. So the Core 300 in a 200 square foot or less sized room, it may be of benefit to some people, and some consumers may experience a noticeable improvement in their air quality. So it doesn't filter as well as the previous units on this list, but it may possibly be of benefit to some folks in smaller spaces, and it may be worth the $100 or so investment for some folks to use the solution if they are not able or willing to invest more money in a better solution. So it is currently ranked number 16 on this list. Then we move on down to number 17, which is the Corsi Rosenthal DIY MERV 13 box, or the CR box, which is when you take 4 MERV 13 filters and a box fan and tape them all together. This will move a good amount of air around and help take out some of the larger particulates in the air, but as to whether or not you will notice an air quality improvement, like will your breathing improve from allergies or asthma? Well, that depends on the individual, and it's going to be hit or miss for many folks. On the Wikipedia page, it says, Rosenthal used his HVAC company's testing equipment to run an informal test of the design in which he found that around 60% of 1 micron particles were removed by the system and almost 90% of 10 micron particles were removed. And again, true HEPA is 99.97% particle filtration at 0.3 microns. So that Wikipedia blurb is not even talking about 0.3 microns, right? It's talking about larger particles sized at 1 micron and larger. And the results of a lot of research and studies have concluded that the smaller sized particles are in fact the most dangerous to humans. So the CR Box DIY solution is going to take some of the larger particles out of the air, no doubt. If you are in a woodworking shop or similar environment and a lot of debris gets thrown into the air continuously, then I think you may see a noticeable improvement in your air quality versus not having anything filter the air at all. It doesn't have any carbon, so it won't help with odors or VOCs, but it is better than nothing. It will take some of the larger particles out of the air. So it currently comes in at number 17, and here is a link that you can click on to go to a video which shows you how to make it yourself if you are interested. So that is what my current ranking for the best air purifiers for asthma, allergies, pet dander, and particulates look like for 300 square foot spaces and smaller. And below that list, we see a list of air filtration solutions for larger spaces. Spaces around 1,000 square foot with 8-foot ceilings or 92 square meters with 2.4 meter ceilings. This listing is similar to the one for smaller spaces, but it omits many of the units that are more effective for smaller spaces. For example, the smaller Air Pura units, the R400 and R414, are not on this list, even though they can get 2 exchanges and 1,000 square feet. I'd prefer to have more air exchanges, so I kept them off this list. And nor are the Rabbit Air Bio GS, the COA Mighty, the Winix 5500, or the Levoit Core 300, as all those units are going to be much more effective in smaller spaces. So the current ranking of air purifiers for larger spaces has the Aeris 3-in-1 at number 1, IQAir Health Pro Plus at number 2, IQAir Autumn Desk at 2B, as you won't be getting air exchanges, but you would get a continuous stream of clean air directed at your nose and mouth regardless of the size of the room you reside in. Number 3 are the Air Pura Super HEPA units. Number 4 are the Air Pura i600/i700 units. Basically, they're HEPA units with the massive filters, the HEPAZilla filters. Number 5 is the Camfil City M with its own FilterZilla type HEPA filters. Number 6 is the Austin Air Bedroom Machine. Number 7 is the Austin Air HealthMate. Number 8 is the Air Mega 400. Number 9, the Air Mega 300. Number 10, then the Blue Air 211i Max. And at number 11 is the Corsi Rosenthal DIY MERV 13 box. So this is how I would currently rank these particular solutions for effectiveness for allergens, asthma, pet dander, and dust particulates for both a small space and a larger space. New solutions will be added to these lists over time. If you would like to see a video where we rank the cost of ownership of the air purifiers on this list based on energy consumption and filter replacement costs, then please click on this video here. It can also be found on page 4 of the Air Quality Guide. The link to the guide is below in the description. Or if you would like to see the best ranked air purification solutions for ultrafine particles, then please click on this video here. Stay tuned for many more updates to this guide. Please let me know if you have any questions I can help you with, and have a great day.